Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have an in-depth blonding video for you guys. Today we're going to focus on the hairline detailed foiling, show you a little bit of how I move up the side of the head and how my baby lights are so small and fine when you want that white platinum blonde, but you rather it be with baby lights like I choose to do. I don't like lightener on the scalp. I'm very much so against it. And this is the way I'd rather achieve my bright white platinum blondes. It's more work than just going in and applying lightener all over the root area, but it always bands out and does weird things, and you always got to overlap every time, and it just becomes damaging because naturally the bleach swells in the scalp area. So it's always a mess. If that's what you choose to do, kudos. I'm glad, because there are some people out there who do lightener on the scalp beautifully. Not taking credit away from anybody, it's just not my strong suit. I'd rather go in and use a box of foils, and plus I feel like the foil work grows out a lot better anyway. Today it's funny because even though we're going to keep her really white and bright and blonde, I do like to throw a little tip and trick in there every now and then. Adding a low light actually keeps it looking more natural, and it will also give her even more of a brightness for those people who are a level 10 that always come in and say I want to go blonder, and you know they can't physically go blonder, their hair will break off. So adding a low light, not a dark one, around a level 7 is my favorite, 7N, 7G to be exact, Goldwell Colorance. And if you're too scared, do a level 7N with 8GB. That's also good when you don't want to be too dark or you're too scared that the client might freak out. But adding this little trick will make them become obsessed, and it will really make them pop and feel brighter. You can see my best friend Allison has already a level 10 white blonde, damn near 11 level. And we have to be very careful when doing the hairline. You know, in the past I've used Olaplex #2 on the white ends, or a conditioning mask. You can do that if you feel comfortable with it. I'm pretty much really comfortable in my technique. So I do many slices on her because she's naturally a level 8, about a 7.5, almost 8 in most areas. So with her, I don't mind slicing. You guys know my rule. If the client is below a level 6, sometimes I'll slice a 6, but that's only if they lift really well and I've done their hair before. But anything level 6 below, I always do baby lights tightly packed around the hairline. The only time I'll slice is if there are 7, 8, or 9, or even 10, which we know is not possible at our age. If you're over the age of 5, you don't have a level 10 white blonde hair. If you do, it's very rare.
You should see the city lights tonight. I don't think they've ever burned this bright.
Alright, so Allison loves being that bright white blonde, so I have two different ways of doing a bang box. Now you see I'm doing a bang box here today, and a lot of other times you see me just slice the entire hairline out and work my way up diagonally from the left to top and right to top. Well, I've been loving a bang box lately, and I do have two different ways of doing it. So Allison, we love keeping her white blonde. So what I like to do is give that big, thick money piece look, almost chunky in a sense, with still looking nice and blended, but a bigger, thicker, nice money piece. So I always do a few more slices in the bang box area, #1, than I do on the sides. And #2, I always do it just horizontal bang box like I'm doing here today with her. That keeps it nice, bright, thicker, not too chunky, but still thicker and more seeable. If I want somebody to be more of a very dimensional look, and I want it to be like a peekaboo money piece, I'll actually work my way up an upside down triangle and get smaller and smaller as I work my way up to the top. So that falls down and it makes it look like a money piece, but not too bright. But when they put their hair back, they have all that lightness. So today we are doing the horizontal bang box because we want that brightness. Now I'm going to start working my way up on the sides on a slight diagonal, and I will do about 3 slices since I did 4 in the bang box. I like to do usually 1 less on the sides, and I'll work my way up and eventually work into baby lights. I also want to add here that in her bang box area and her sides, anywhere I'm doing detailed hairlining, I'm only using Lightener Blonde Me with 7 volume and a 1/16 ounce of Olaplex. Everywhere else in the head, I'll be using 20 volume with a 1/16 ounce of Olaplex. Reason I like using the 7 volume is when I start in the front at first instead of the back, because it's going to be sitting on longer, and 7 volume, believe it or not guys, will get you there in those front money piece areas. They're called baby hairs for a reason. They're more prone to breakage. They are very fine. They also get touched more, and they literally see most heat because that's what the client sees and they want to be perfect. Oops, uh-oh, do you see that? My client Allison loves moving her head, and I know you guys got clients like that too. If you over take the bleach onto that scalp above the ridge of the foil, wipe it immediately. Wipe it, wipe it, wipe it, wipe it, wipe it, because if you do not wipe it very well with your finger, a towel, anything, it will leave a tiger stripe. Even if it doesn't look like it's doing anything at that moment and it still looks dry, it can still leave a tiger stripe. So just make sure that you really do make sure you're wiping that down. You don't want to have any issues, especially in the hairline area. And I've been doing this forever. Blonding's my specialty, and it even happens to me sometimes. And it wasn't even my fault. You've seen she moved her head back when I wasn't expecting.
Did you know when how everything would turn out? We learned to run, we learned to fight. Sooner or later, we can become strangers. Someday, somewhere, we can be new again. We can be anything that we wanted to be back then. Just wait, just wait. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. And if I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. I wanted to be saved before we lost our way. We were picture perfect, but below the surface, I wasn't okay. I made it look that way. I'm saying you deserved it. Sometimes it just happens that way. Sooner or later, we can become strangers. Someday, somewhere, we can be new again. We can be anything that we wanted to be back then. Just wait, just wait. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. And if I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. Too soon to know we were in trouble. Too late to make it go away. You always try too hard to hide it. You made it easier each day. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. And if I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through.
All right, so quickly moving through the remainder of the head, I'm on the last section. I did the upside down triangle that I love doing in the back of my blondes. It lets it fall beautifully, especially if you're adding dimension. If you want to make it more solid and more, platinum looking appearance, you could go up horizontally. But because I added lowlights and I want to see pops of dimension, I did go off on a slight diagonal. Now it's on to my favorite time of a session. Well, one of my favorite times of a session, and that's toning. So she is very, very light. We sometimes will not tap her at all and leave her raw, and then sometimes we will tap her, and I wanted to do it just because we were adding a low light in this session. So I'm only going to tap her with 9N, with a dribble of 9NA. Look how well she lifted, you guys. The perks of being a level 8. All right, so I'm quickly moving my way through the head, just slightly tapping less than an inch everywhere. I have a new up-to-date root tap shadow smudge video coming in the next couple weeks. You guys don't want to miss it. I've changed some things that I've done in the past on my one video. I'll link it on the card so you guys could check that out from about a year and a half ago. And now you can see we're moving on to the hairline. I usually sometimes will leave this completely out, but I only will leave it completely out if the client is a level 8, 9 or something around her level, because sometimes they just live perfectly and you don't need to do it. But still, sometimes I like to just slightly tap just a little around the hairline, and I'll only dip my brush maybe once or twice the entire section, and that's because we don't need much product at all. We're just tapping it, and I do this the last 2 minutes, comb everything through. I'll rinse this out and then apply her all over global toner, which was 10P mostly, with a little bit of 10V since she lifted so well.
You should see the city lights tonight. I don't think they've ever burned this bright. Did you know when how everything would turn out? We learned to run, we learned to fight. Sooner or later we can become strangers. Someday, somewhere, we can be new again. We can be anything that we wanted to be back then. Just wait, just wait. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you.
All right, guys, there you have it. Look how beautiful her blonde came out. You can see those fine lowlights, that popping money piece. Now we're adding her 24-inch machine wefts. Now, I've been doing beaded wefts along with tape-ins a lot lately. I have a lot of videos coming soon on those two things. Let me know down below if you want to see more of them. I basically have been certified, and I've been certified by 2 different brands. So what I am doing, because when you're certified by another brand, they really don't want you, posting videos on their methods, which is the stitching and all that. So I have been coming up with my own. So as I've been doing clients, I've been taking one from this certification, that certification, making it into my own. So in the future, I can bring videos to you guys and actually break it down. It seems a lot harder than it is. I was somebody who thought I would never get it, and I got it. You can make good money and quick. It takes me about 30 minutes per row to put the beads on and sew the weft. I would prefer the hand-tied extensions, but we had to get the machine because she's impatient and didn't want to wait. But I'll get into all that in a future video with beaded wefts. You guys, look how beautiful the results are. Let me know down below what you think. Not only is color amazing and a confidence booster, so is extensions. Never thought in a million years I'd say that, but I love doing both. Color, blonding, and of course color corrections, as well as extensions. I love you all so very much. I'll see you in the next one. Pretty please do not forget to subscribe, share with loved ones who might be interested in my content, and give me a big fat thumbs up if you like this video. And also the link down below, check it out for my personal vlogging channel, which I have plenty of content coming for 2022 that you don't want to miss. Another side of Brett Ryan you haven't seen. As always, guys, so long for now.